Alright, so this is actually take 2 of this video. The first one had really poor audio quality from my end, and I'm making Purple City, my co-hosts, do this all over again. So, Salem XT with Big Guy Gaming. Purple City here is gonna co-host this.
Mm.
Don't don't do that. Don't do that. Gonna co-host this with me, and we're gonna go over the game update 38 that's gonna come out hopefully here in a couple of weeks. Um, Not gonna lie, the first video was really long, so we're gonna try to condense this down. First thing we're gonna go over is electricity, and we're gonna break it down into its 2 trees: the voltage tree and the amperage tree, whatever. Um, so voltage tree. What are some of the things that you are kind of excited that they changed about that tree?
Let's see.
This tree has Test Blast, Electro Burst, Shockwave, Arc Lightning, Tesla Ball, Wired, Electrogenesis, Voltaic Bolt, Megavolt, uh, Group Transducer, Bioelectric Surge, and Ion Drain, which tickles my fancy.
Alright, well, let's see. First of all, I'd probably start from the hill inside. Bioelectric Surge. And, yeah, let's break into the hill and the DPS for the tree.
Okay.
For the healing side, Bioelectric Surge, got sexy. So, as it is now, Bioelectric Surge, which is a single target heal, got off a cooldown pretty quickly. Did a nice little chunk of heal. Actually, probably going to see me use it a couple times in this little clip. It was great, but in the next update, it's going to work off of a power interaction with Biocapacitor, which will allow anyone with the Bioelectric Charge to receive another heal. So if you could have the charge on 8 people, that's an 8-man heal basically from just using a single target heal. Which is just a bundle of sexy as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm definitely psyched for the actual healing side of it. I know we haven't gone over both trees, but since this is the second take at this video, with both trees together, it does make the healing class so much more viable now in raids, as opposed to just being really good at duos and alerts. I definitely see this.
Even alerts are questionable.
Well, I mean, in comparison to the past.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, this will definitely put it on the chart with the rest of the healing abilities.
Yeah, and kind of go out of format. I figure it might be easier to just talk about all of the healing changes.
Yeah.
We might leave out some of the powers like a track. I mean, no.
Yeah, even in the original video of this, we just couldn't find anything great to say about a track. I personally didn't have anything great to say about Galvanize. I mean, even in the patch notes, it just says... in the patch notes, it just says reduce power
Don't disrespect the
cost.
Galvanize.
It just says reduce power cost. I mean...
So from the healing improvements... Yeah. Hey. So, yes, there's the Bioelectric Surge. Oh, Bioelectric Surge is the single target heal at the moment that will apply the safety net heal to you and 3 other allies. You can see it on Orin and me right now. And I'm going to actually let him almost die to see if it goes off. Now, in the next update...
Oh my god. Paul, save me. Paul, save me. Paul, save me.
In the next update, the heal becomes a 4-man heal, which is... I don't know where the dog came from. Which is amazing. As far as I'm concerned, gives us a little bit more versatility so we can heal more than one person at a time. And like I said earlier, Bio Surge will work off a Biocapacitor, giving a group heal to whoever has the charge. On top of that, the only other changes, really beneficial changes I'd say for healing would be Arc Lightning. Now it will arc. Well, you went over it earlier. It will arc to
It will arc
and
back to the
from.
caster.
Hey, hey, hey.
But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You done? You done?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it no more. You go.
It'll arc back to the caster now, as opposed to whereas before and currently right now, if Perp was to cast it, he wouldn't receive the heal
Which I
himself.
will.
Um, it would arc to me. It would arc to the Fury, aka Paul. And it would arc to anything that was around those specific targets. But now it's not going to immediately arc to say me and Paul. It'll arc to me and another actual group member on screen. So that's a really good improvement. I like that.
And you can position, just to hop in here, and you can, as a healer, position yourself. So when it arcs, it'll actually split off of your body to arc other places. So if you stand, like I said, basically, you could stand off to the side towards another group of people, and when it comes to you, it would split off of you to heal anyone near you. So it just kind of adds another element of, really good placement. Just providing pretty good heals.
Yeah.
Darn good heals.
But yeah, that's actually one of the healing aspects that I'm looking forward to seeing is that now it's Arc Lightning could possibly be a more optional to staple move in some loadouts.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then what the other small changes would be, like you said, Galvanize having a cooldown, power reduction.
Yeah.
Electrogenesis having a cooldown reduction, which is nice. It'll last the entire duration, and then as soon as it's done, you can cast it again.
Mm-hmm.
The
Another
group
small
transducer
one.
shield.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the group transducer was actually where I was going. It now has a heal over time, and the heal is based on incoming damage that will always trigger. Beforehand, it wouldn't. It would just do like it would group up a certain amount of damage and then return that heal out. I think that's how it was actually working.
Yeah, it was kind of unreliable for heals. Absorbed a lot of damage, but just wouldn't be something you'd use if people were already dying.
Yeah. Another kind of small change that they made for well, this isn't so much for healing, so we'll just go ahead and go with small changes overall to the tree. Test Blast with a reduce in animation time plus a reduce in time between the two damage ticks. That's to me is not major. I don't see this being a staple move. I don't really see this being an option, like a secondary option move.
Yeah, no.
But big things I'm actually really interested in seeing are Shockwave, Arc Lightning, Tez Ball, Wired, Genesis, Voltaic Bolt, Surge, Ion Drain, Biocapacitor. I was kind of interested in E-Bomb, Electrostatic Bomb, until I read Static Push, and then just removed itself from being a staple move. Well, not even, it wasn't even on the staple loadout for me, but it removed itself from being on the optional list to a you could use it if you were just.
Why am I healing in here?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You could use it if you were just bored. That's kind of how I see E-Bomb at this point with the update coming out. Is you could use it if you were bored.
Yeah, to clarify, basically Static Push, since it applies the PI and that's not considered switching my gear, and uses the PI, it hits harder than E-Bomb. There's basically no point to use two burst fires, especially in a a weapon mastery crit loadout, just because static push hits so hard. But yeah, let's see the other changes you touched on. Tesla ball, that was changed from being the
Release.
normal
Yeah,
electric PI applier to now it will actually do additional damage to electrified targets. It's similar to a damage over time almost, but it's a lot quicker and it comes off a cooldown pretty quickly.
that and its animation had been changed from being
Sexy.
released about halfway from where you were to where the target was, to now that it appears over the target's head and slowly comes down, dealing damage to it and targets around the. I'm assuming the initial target that you casted it on.
Yeah. And
Um, Go ahead.
and to wrap up, I'm just trying to wrap up the voltaic tree real quick. The other notable one changes will be the wired. Wired's now a 15% might buff, which is sexy, along with the critical buff that it provides, and it'll electrify on the first hit instead of the second or third, whatever it used to. And Ionic Drain will be a finisher in DPS roll. Shorten the animation down for, yeah, I mean, if you fit it in there, use the weapon mastery crit bonus on the first hit, second proc go off, not that bad damage.
Now I wanted to go back to Wire because I didn't think about it in the little pause there between transitions, but I want to go back to Wired because I didn't think about it when we were first recording this. But do you think Wired is a I don't want to say a overpowered move, but a lot stronger than some of the other moves similar to it? Like you have Inspiration, which when I was reading the patch notes, it doesn't say anything about it's applying a PI or anything like that, but with Wired, you have other people able to set up your PI, and you're able to take advantage with it with your own power set, and it gives you the critical attack chance and a might buff. There is no buff ability to me that is as strong as Wired right now.
What is this, an interrogation? I plead the fifth.
I'm just saying.
Next question.
Next
Next
when
question.
you think about
I
it,
plead the fifth.
people loved Bloodlust. People loved Carnage and Hive Mind and all these things, but never once did I, in the last year, think to myself, Wired is potentially the strongest buff that anybody could receive.
Okay,
Well,
so
the
as
strongest
we
buff
move
any
on,
electric power set player could take advantage of.
as we move on to more relevant subjects,
Hell, you could really. I mean, just to
not
touch
gonna
this,
let this one go. Just
touch
not
this-
gonna let this one go.
just to touch this a little harder, you could literally not run any moves to set up the PI other than Wired, and just run every move that takes advantage of the PI. So going on down to the Emperor's Tree, we get Biocapacitor, Invigorate, Galvanize, Circuit Breaker, Electrostatic Bomb, Static Push, Attract, Spark Barrage, which I enjoy seeing it in PvP loadouts, I'm not gonna lie. Overcharge, and then Electrocute with a increase in duration field, slightly lowered the maximum damage reach each tick deals, and no longer allows stacking of damage from two electrocute fields.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the main average changes that I'm looking forward to, the healing one, the additional power interaction from Biocapacitor and Invigorate, working with Biosurge.